What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man, Stephen Bardo, coming at you with another edition of Bardo's Breakdown. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to have a fun show. My man, Tony Gill's on the ones and twos. And so when it come back at it, I know I took last week off. You can see getting a little much with the beard, but I'm going to let it grow for a while. Hope everybody's doing well. It just started snowing in Chicago. So I hope wherever you are, the weather is a lot better. Let's see here. Where am I? Let me see where I want to go with this. All right. So I want to keep you guys informed on what's really going on in terms of college basketball. I'm going to really do – what's up, Rico Moat? Good to see you, brother. I'm going to go over some of the bigger names. There's a lot of people in the transfer portal, over 1,000 players right now. So I can't get to all of them. I'll try to get to the ones that pertain to the Big Ten Conference, maybe Big East, and some bigger names that you guys may recognize, and I'll just keep it to that. Snowing in Toronto. Sorry to hear that. International ball. Good to see you. Brian K. Hurd, Brett McWethy. Good to see you, Brett. Spins and Spines. What's happening, Mary Gertzmeyer? Thank you all for joining. Okay, Dale Terry. Hope you had a great Easter as well. Happy Easter to everyone. Ardell Blanchard, good to see you. So Ardell had some good stuff the last time. I'm glad you jumped on. Chuck Feeney, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So let's start with this. So today it just came out that Dawson Garcia, who was at North Carolina, he started his career at Marquette. He's a Minnesota native. So he was a McDonald's All-American, very talented big man, 6'10", 6'11". So he goes to Marquette. He leaves Marquette, and Illinois was a finalist to get him. North Carolina won out, but Illinois was right there. So Dawson Garcia goes to North Carolina. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, why didn't I hear his name in the tournament? He left the program around early February because I believe it was his father or his uncle or someone in his family got really sick. So he went back home to Minnesota, missed the championship game run that the Tar Heels enjoyed, put his name in the transfer portal, and got news today that Ben Johnson at Minnesota got him to commit to coming to Minnesota. That is a huge get for the Minnesota Gopher program. The head coach, Ben Johnson, doing an outstanding job of selling the program. So that's a huge get for the Minnesota Gophers. And it makes me wonder, and I'm just going to put this out here, it makes me wonder that if Ben Johnson was coaching beforehand at Minnesota with Chet Holmgren, Jalen Suggs, Dawson Garcia, all of these five-star prospects, would they have stayed at home had there been a different coaching scenario than was present during that time at Minnesota? Just something I want to throw out there just to start conversation. Maybe I'm overreaching. I don't think so. I remember talking to the previous coach, Richard Pitino, at Minnesota, and I said, you got one of the best jobs in the Big Ten. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm thinking like, well, if you don't think that you have one of the better jobs, why in the hell would you take the job in the first place? So I digress. Big news for the Minnesota Gophers. Congratulations to Dawson Garcia. Congratulations to Ben Johnson and the Minnesota Gopher program. That is a huge, huge get. Also, Zakaria, I think it's Zakaria. They call him ZZ Clark. He's a 6'1" guard. He committed to Illinois out of high school. He's not in the transfer portal. This is a high school point guard. Was highly rated. Chose Illinois over Arizona State, Creighton, and Kansas. They were all in the mix. So I know Illini fans and Big Ten fans are scratching their head when Andre Curbelo left and put his name in the transfer portal. Remember, I reminded you guys that Illinois had something up their sleeve. They were not disappointed that Andre Curbelo was leaving. They knew they had some pieces coming in. This is one of them. Also, watch for Sky Clark. He's probably the best point guard in the country. He's got Illinois in his, I think, top 3 in the mix in terms of committing to Illinois. So you're starting to see now why the Illini Nation wished Andre Curbelo luck. There was no hard feelings in him leaving. And now you're starting to see some of these guys that are coming into the fold. Jaime Jacquez, if you guys remember Jaime Jacquez from UCLA, he's one of my favorite players in college basketball. This season, okay, thank you, Brian K. Hurd. He says ZZ is Sky Clark's little brother. So I guess I thought Sky Clark was in. I thought Sky, yeah, okay. I thought Sky was in college, or I thought he was coming out of high school. Maybe I got it mixed up. Because I don't normally do this, ladies and gentlemen. I look and see when everything is solid and in place, then I start to do my research. It's rare that I do this, but I need to do this more because, one, my tribe loves it. My college basketball fans love it. And it's a way that has extended the college basketball talk well into the offseason. So the last 2 seasons, including this one, there's been a lot to talk about in the offseason. So, okay. So Spins and Spines tells me that Sky Clark and ZZ Clark are with the Illini. So that's news to me. So if that's the case, congratulations to both of those brothers for joining the Illini. That's a big, big get for Illinois. And anybody that were to get these guards, I know less about ZZ. I know a lot about Sky. Sky can ball. He's very, very highly rated. Everybody in the country was wanting him. Sky was going to Kentucky. He's a 5-star, says Brian Hurd. Thank you, Brian. All right, Cowboys.Kirk. Good. Thank you for joining in. So that's big news for the Illini. I was talking about Jaime Jacquez from UCLA. He got injured a lot this season. He's coming back to UCLA. So here's what I want you guys to consider, that this NIL money is changing the landscape of college basketball. What do I mean by that? So a guy like Jaime Jacquez, I think he's an NBA player. But obviously there's some things that the NBA say or think that he may have holes in his game. He may need to go back to UCLA and work on a few things. One, he's the toughest dude in the Pac-12. I'd have him on my team every night. He can score, he defends, he rebounds. He's not the fastest, he's not the quickest, but he knows how to win. So I think that's big news for UCLA getting Jaime Jacquez to come back. Malik Renault is a 6'8", 5-star high schooler that has recommitted to Indiana. That's a big get for them. That puts Indiana right now in the top 5 in terms of their incoming class. So the Hoosiers have a lot to be happy about with Malik Renault, this 6'8", do-it-all forward. I think they say can play 4 positions. So that ought to be exciting for Hoosiers fans and a lot for Big Ten fans to look out for. In other news, and this is the last one that I have right now on the transfer portal, Terrence Shannon, who entered the transfer portal from Texas Tech. It was thought that the Illini were in the front runner to get him. And it looks like now Juwan Howard and Michigan have emerged as the favorite for Terrence Shannon. So this is going to be an interesting battle down the stretch to see who can persuade Terrence Shannon to come where. It appears as though he's coming to the Big Ten. If Illinois and Michigan, or let me say Michigan and Illinois, are right there in the mix, it seems like those are the 2 favorites to retain Terrence Shannon's services. A 6'6", athletic, defensive-oriented, versatile guard that would boost anybody's program once he steps on campus. So pay attention to that. That's big to look out for. CL Brown. CL Brown Hoops does a fantastic job covering North Carolina, ACC, and all of college basketball. CL, my man, good to see you on here. Was a little surprised, CL, that Dawson Garcia left North Carolina and goes to Minnesota. Also was surprised. Big ups to the Tar Heels. I said this on last week's show. If you want to go back and check, you can. That Baycott and Leaky Black have announced that they are returning to North Carolina. So them NIL bags in Chapel Hill are big, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. Because to me, Armando Baycott, maybe he falls into the same category as a Kofi Cockburn. Well, the NBA is not in love with his skill set. Why they're not, I don't know. Because anybody that can rebound the way that Armando Baycott can rebound, there's a spot for him on someone's NBA roster. But congratulations to he and Leaky Black, who I think is a defensive specialist. I think Leaky's about 6'7", 6'8", very talented. And so it just reminded me, CL Brown is based out in the ACC footprint and does a great job. So follow CL Brown Hoops on IG if you get a chance, because you will not be disappointed. So as far as the college basketball transfer portal and news, that's what I have for today. If you want to go back and get an extensive list of the Big Ten players that have entered their name into the transfer portal, I do that. Joe Toussaint left Iowa. He signed with West Virginia. Christian Lander of Indiana's in the portal. Omar Payne from Illinois left Illinois, is now committed to going to Jacksonville. Justin Arns from Ohio State is in the portal. So is Michi Johnson. I don't know where they end up. I have not heard anything yet. M. Montel, 638. Thanks for jumping on. So, yes. Okay, both are at Illinois. Thank you, Tony, for that. So that will do it for the college portion. And if you guys, and I'm going to come back and get your comments. I just want to get through my setup first, and then we'll see what's going on. I do want to mention this because I'm going to bring this up every time, and I didn't get a chance to give this information to Tony, so I don't have a graphic for it. But I want to bring attention to Brittney Griner, the All-Star center that is still being retained in Russia. I know it's a delicate situation. She was she's been in custody since February 17th. That's 2 months, ladies and gentlemen. And in my experience, anytime there was a U.S. citizen that was being detained for something other than murder or rape or something very serious, the U.S. State Department went to work on it. Now, her timing, the timing of the situation was unfortunate with the situation with Russia and Ukraine. And I'm sure that has clouded the situation. But if I can do anything to bring attention to this matter, I'm going to. So hang in there, Brittney Griner. We're thinking about you. If anybody's a college basketball fan that has access to the U.S. State Department or something like that, please reach out on her behalf. Would you want your daughter in a Russian prison for 2 months? For, I think it was, I think they were looking at some kind of wax in an electronic cigarette. And hey, listen, if it's against the law, it's against the law. But I have not heard any movement on Brittney Griner and the U.S.'s attempts or the WNBA's attempts. I know the WNBA is working their back channels as much as they can, but we need U.S. State Department help, because if LaMelo Ball, if LiAngelo Ball was on a tour in China and got picked up for shoplifting, and President Trump at the time could call China, supposedly, I don't believe he did, but he said he did. If they can get that type of involvement, Brittney Griner is a hell of a basketball player, ladies and gentlemen. LiAngelo Ball, I guess, was a decent basketball player, but he gets more love than Brittney Griner. That's an issue for me. So we need to do everything we can to help Brittney Griner get back home, because I'm going to put this out there. I think if the complexion of her skin was different, you would see more action. And I'm going to leave that right there. Meredith Evans, good to see you. Zoomer Sports was good. Reggie 055, Terry Campbell, good to see you. MITEL 638 was good. You all might disagree with what I'm saying. I might be getting a little bit too political on that, but I look at her as a daughter, someone's niece, someone's partner, a family member. You would not want your family member in Russia right now without the State Department trying to do everything they can to get her back. So, Rico, speak, bro. No one's talking about it. No one is talking about this. I remember there was a couple. There was a United States couple. I believe they were on a sailboat. They got lost in the Indian Ocean. I believe the State Department sent out planes, search planes, to the cost of about $500,000 to $600,000 for the taxpayers. I guarantee you, $500,000 to $600,000 has not been spent trying to free Brittney Griner from Russia. Different circumstances, I know, but I'm gonna put this out there. Yeah, Chuck, I get it. Chuck Ramey, I get it. Russia hates the U.S. I get it. Something else needs to be done. Somebody still needs to be reaching out on this woman's behalf, because supposedly U.S. citizens detained anywhere are supposed to get the attention of the State Department. We need to do more. We're not doing enough. All right, I move on. All right, let's get to the NBA stuff. Uh-oh, did I mess up here? Oh, there we go. All right. So, Tony, you want to get the you want to pull up the first banner for the NBA games tonight that we'll talk about. Let's talk Raptors Pistons first. I'm sorry, Raptors Sixers first. In the first matchup, the Sixers manhandled the Raptors. They shot the lights out of the ball. I believe they had 12 made threes in the first half. They went on to make 16 threes to win that game easily. I picked the Raptors in this series. I'm sticking with my prediction because I think the Sixers, there's something about James Harden in the playoffs that I don't trust. I don't trust him. I think the pressure, I think his mental makeup, maybe he's better now with the Sixers, and he's got Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid to answer to. Maybe. We'll see. I still like the Raptors. I like their size. I like their depth. The way Anunoby is playing. Pascal is healthy. He's playing a lot better. I still like the Raptors in this one. Ought to be interesting, though. Game 2 tonight. And here's what I love about NBA playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see some adjustments made. Each game, there are chess match and adjustments that are made to take away certain things. It's going to be interesting to see if Pascal Siakam can really kick in his offensive game to help the Raptors here on the road. Because, listen, nothing changes until a visiting team wins on the road. Then you got a playoff series. So right now, this series has been holding serve. So who do you guys have? Do you like the Raptors or the Sixers in game 2 and the series? I want to hear from you guys. Alfred Williams 71, good to see you. M Siski 03. Raptors have 2 starters out. I know, Brian. I still like the Raptors. There's something, I'm telling you. Yep, Toronto in trouble with injuries. The series is over in 5. Sorry, Steve. Okay, Chuck. We'll see. We'll see. There's a reason I picked the Raptors. Regardless of their injuries, there's a reason I picked the Raptors. So we'll see how that works out. Ooh, Rico Moat going there. Nick Nurse is a better coach than Doc Rivers. I don't agree with that, but I appreciate your perspective, Rico. You can say whatever you want. Gregory Tucker has the Raptors as well, so interesting there. So I still, Donovan Lang, he likes the Sixers and 6. Donovan Lang, tribe member. Donovan Lang is a Philly. He loves everything Philly. So he's an Eagles fan. He's a Sixers fan. He might be a Flyers fan if he enjoys NHL hockey, and he would be a Phillies fan if they didn't suck. So I'm sure that would be the case. So we'll see what happens in that game. That game will be on. So TNT has a doubleheader tonight. The first game, which is coming up quickly, the Raptors and Sixers at 6:30. Their second game will be Nuggets at Warriors at 9. And then at NBA TV at 7:30, the Jazz versus the Mavericks. So let's talk about this Jazz versus Mavericks game. Jazz are up 1-0 in this series. Without a healthy Luka Doncic, I don't think that the Mavs can keep up with a healthy Utah Jazz. And I said this in the last show, I believe it was on Friday, the question and answer show. The Utah Jazz quietly have bolstered their bench as well as their starting five. So the Jazz are really primed for this particular series. And again, with Luka Doncic having a strained calf, for those of you all that know anything about strained calves, they are some of the easiest injuries to re-injure. So when you have a strained calf and you're in a playoff series, that's really difficult. I think I remember it might have been a strained hamstring for who am I? Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul. There it is. Chris Paul had an injured hamstring one time in a playoff series. He tried to come back, couldn't do it. Strained calves are funny, ladies and gentlemen, because anything you do, you're using your calf muscle. So if Luka Doncic is not 100% and he comes back into the playoff series, I don't worry about him on the offensive end. I worry about him on the defensive end, because on the offensive end, he knows where he's going and he can kind of protect himself in his movements. But on the defensive end, when you're not knowing exactly how you're going to move and you're reacting, that's when you're more susceptible for injury. So I like the Jazz to take a 2-0 lead, and I like them in 5 in this series. Again, you can go back to the question and answer show on Friday, and I give a little bit more detailed breakdown on that. And then the third game of the night, who I'm looking at, would be the Nuggets versus the Warriors. And if in this series, ladies and gentlemen, if Michael Porter Jr. was healthy and playing, and Jamal Murray was healthy and playing, I might go with the Nuggets in 7. But I like the Warriors in 6 because these two guys are out. And I think with Steph Curry coming back, playing the way that he did, and remember, go back to Friday's show, I said Poole is going to clown in this game, in this series. He has already established himself as a bona fide two-guard in this league. But Poole, for the Warriors, I believe he had 30 in game 1. He's going to continue to have a hot hand, and the Warriors will win this series. I just wish the Nuggets were really healthy. We get a much better. Thank you, Zoomer Sports. Talk about the Phillies. Did they do anything last year though? Because I thought the Phillies had been terrible the last few years. Thanks for that though, Andrew. I appreciate that. Igor Krobotowicz. Igor Krobotowicz. I hope I said that right. Thanks for joining. But I like the Warriors in this series. This should be an entertaining series, though. I think the Nuggets can get a couple games, but I do like the Warriors in this, and I like the Warriors tonight to go up 2-0. So let me get to some of you guys' comments real quick, because I want to get you out of here so you can get to the game. Let's see. Chuck Finney, thank you. Warriors in 6, says Chuck Ramey. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Ill Will 5422, Tony Janega, thanks for joining. I'm going to have a get-together with Bardo Breakdown Tribe, whether in the Bardo's Breakdown group or whether you're in the text tribe, 312-847-2739. Text me if you want to be in the inner circle of the tribe. Love to have you. I'm going to have a special gathering for the tribe members. I don't know when it is. I'm going to message the inner group that is the tribe on the group and on the text messaging. I'm going to email them and come up with a date that works for most of us to jump in and enjoy one another. And let's meet. Let's talk. We're all college basketball fans. We're NBA fans. We're just basketball fans. But I want to have a tribe appreciation party, and that's going to come up soon. So you guys, let me know what is June, July, or August better for you guys. Send me a message. I'll send out a post or two just to try to nail some things down, and we'll go from there. Vic Dak, the shot mechanic. What's up, Ian? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Thomas Dagley, I'd love you to join because I want to show appreciation to you all that have built up this platform to where it is. I've got industry people that say everybody in college basketball watches this show. Everybody. I'm telling you. Coaches tell me they watch the show. Other broadcasters tell me they watch the show. Sports information directors watch this show. And it's because of you guys, not because of me. It's because of you all that I have a platform to share some of my knowledge, some of my opinions. And I love getting your knowledge and opinions as well, because you all make me better at what I'm doing. So I'm really looking forward to this tribe appreciation party. We'll get this together. I want to close on that because I want to get you guys out so you can get to this game and I can get to the game as well. So thank you guys for joining in. Derek Tyshawn Breland, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Somebody says a Bardo's Breakdown golf outing. That's not a bad idea. I may look to try to make that happen. Monty Broughton, yeah. I wish that wasn't the case, but I think you might be right. So thank you guys for tuning in to Bardo's Breakdown. Love you guys. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. They're going to be fantastic. Enjoy the games tonight. I'm going to come back Wednesday with a breakdown of either a specific game or a specific series that I want to go in depth with. And I'm probably just going to, I may not do it live. I may just put it in a recording. Also, I've got some NBA analysts that I'm interviewing. So make sure you come back to the page and check, because those are going to be taped interviews, and I might just put those by themselves. Taped interviews of Derek Harper from the Dallas Mavericks, Thurl Bailey from the Utah Jazz, Stacey King from the Chicago Bulls, and also Marcus Johnson from the Milwaukee Bucks have committed already. So, and I'm working on getting others that are involved with the playoffs currently. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Go enjoy the games tonight. And until next time, y'all, holla.